Welcome to Mindful Monday. I'm so glad you're all here. As I said, we're all so punctual these days. We don't have to sit in traffic. We can just roll out of bed and show up on our mats. So I'm glad you're here. I typically teach Mindful Monday at 9 o'clock at the North Laurel 50 Plus Center. And so one day we will all be there in person. But for now, it's just great that we're here. And I invite you to sit up propped up on something. If you have a blanket, a lumbar pillow works great. Just to get your hips a little elevated, it helps us lengthen the spine and create more room for the breath. So as you get settled and comfortable, you might want to move some of the hip flesh away and just settle in so we feel grounded, rooted, and present. And then allow yourself to, in whatever way feels appropriate, go inside. So that might mean closing your eyes or softening your gaze and just paying closer attention to what you brought to your mat this morning.
Miss Connie, someone said shoulders.
Yes, I did see a request for shoulders. So from Nancy. So we will hit the shoulders today. So as you settle in, just begin to notice, paying attention to your natural breath. Just noticing how it feels this morning, how free it is. And as you breathe, notice any aromas in your space. Maybe the smell of breakfast or that fresh pot of coffee brewing. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. And any sounds that you hear. Notice any sensations in the body. And then we'll begin to invite in a deeper breath, inviting in a more aware presence of our own beautiful selves. So as you soften your belly, begin to inhale through the nostrils and fill up from bottom to top, belly, ribs, and that space, filling up the lungs and heart. And then allow the breath to release through the nostrils just the way it came in, slowly and deeply. Maybe as you take the next few slow breaths, you lift up a little taller. You feel that sense of openness in the chest, a little lift of the heart. And just tune into your own breath, your own experience, your own presence. And even though we're separate, just imagine we're all in this together, this silent breath work that we're just practicing. And just notice how one breath might be full and deep, and another might be less so. Let's try to take any expectations away from this entire practice as we begin to add movement to the breath. Just allow yourself to be a little imperfect, a little sloppy. Whatever happens, happens. We're all practicing together. With mindfulness, practice doesn't necessarily make perfect. It just keeps us in the game. And take a few more breaths here, settling in even more. Just making some space for what is this morning. Nice. So I have this podcast called Happy Healthy You that I've been doing since 2013. I like to say after Al Gore invented the internet, I kind of invented podcasting, which isn't true, but it's been a long time. Now everyone has a podcast, but Friday I released a podcast. I interviewed a meditation master. His name is Gelong Thupten. He's a Tibetan monk. And we had a great conversation about meditation and how releasing the expectations of perfection can really go a long way in helping us to develop some discipline in our meditation. So let's just release any expectations today. And even with our yoga practice, if something doesn't work for your body today or the meditation is just not going well, just let it go, let it be, as the Beatles so eloquently put it. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open. Let's change the cross of our legs. By the way, that podcast is available wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. Reach your arms out wide, open that heart, open your chest, make some space for the breath. And as you inhale deeply, lift your arms up to the sky. Take your gaze up there and let your palms touch. And then draw your hands right down into your chest. Let your chin come down with it. Just bowing to your own resilience and beauty and courage. And then release your arms again. We'll take two more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale again, reaching up, looking up, and exhale. And leave the chin on the chest there. Take your hands to the outsides of your knees and shine your heart forward. Draw those shoulders back. We'll start working gently with our shoulders. Look up. Inhale. And exhale, round forward. Bring the belly into the spine. Take the chin to the chest and just allow that back to stretch. We'll inhale again and exhale. So find the rhythm that works for you. You might go slower. You might go a little faster depending on your breath. So we're just matching the breath with the movement. Staying aware of the subtle nuances as we begin to move the spine forward and back. Just being gentle with yourself as we start to warm up this morning. We'll take two more. Good. And then come up to a nice tall spine, and then just shake that out. Good. And as you're ready, bring your arms out wide. Inhale, lift up, look up, and we'll lean over to the left, just taking our left hand to the floor, keeping both hips on the floor as much as you can, and just take your gaze over to the opposite side. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And as you inhale again, reach up and lean to the other side. Notice if that left hip wants to come up, and just kind of gently encourage it to stay toward the floor. Good. Inhale to reach up again, and then we'll take our hands forward, just walking forward, just testing out that lower back. Chin can come to chest again. Inhale and exhale. And as you inhale, just walk back up forward. We'll take 2 more of those, just moving with our breath. So inhale, reach up and lean as you exhale. Inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, take that side bend. Good. Inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, come forward. Maybe a little farther this time, maybe not. Inhale, walk your way back up. We'll take 1 more. Let's practice together in silence. Working with the breath. Maybe you close your eyes as you flow. Sorry, I said silence. And as you're ready, gently come back up. Sit up nice and tall. And release your legs. Just place your feet on the floor, knees bent. Just rock from side to side. Release those hips. Good. And then come up to sit in whatever way is comfortable. So maybe your legs are a little tired of sitting cross-legged and you just extend them forward. Or maybe you want to come back into cross-legged. And we'll lift our arms up to the sky, get really long. And then take that right hand behind your back. Gently stretching this right tricep here. As you pat yourself on the back, take your left hand to that right elbow. Good. Take a full breath in and a nice long exhalation. And then reach that, whatever arm is extended out. I said right, and I was trying to mirror you, and I didn't do a good job. So we're just going to stretch the shoulder now. So take that hand across the body, and maybe this other hand gives you a big hug, and we breathe here. Full breath in, full breath out. Good. Maybe take some wrist circles. Another breath in. Another breath out. Good. Release, open up. Take your shoulder blades together. Give yourself this big wingspan as though you're a giant bird. And we'll just take the other arm up and over, giving yourself a nice pat on the back for showing up. Reach your other arm to that elbow and just encourage that stretch of the tricep. Good. 1 more big breath in. Nice long exhalation. And slowly release. Take it across. Hug with the other. Give it a gentle encouragement, stretching that shoulder. Just noticing nuance again, those subtle shifts as you stretch, only going as far as your body is ready this morning. Nice big breath in, maybe circling out the wrist. Good. And then we'll take that wingspan again, opening up like a giant bird, maybe even leaning back and looking up, squeezing the shoulder blades. And then as you're ready, give yourself a big hug. So arms come across the chest, chin can come down as you take 1 arm over the other. Breathing here. Maybe you can reach back and feel those shoulder blades. And then open up and we'll take the other arm across. And just noticing how it feels to make those changes, make those little subtle shifts. Chin comes to chest. Take a full breath in. Maybe give yourself a little shake, a little hug. And then as you're ready, we'll take 1 more hug, bringing our knees into our chest. As far up close to you as you can, give yourself a wrap. And then lift your gaze, inhale. And then as you exhale, chin comes to chest, round forward. Make yourself into a little seed. Big breath in, exhale it out. Plant the seeds of acceptance for whatever is. As we come to our tabletop, take your blanket and pad your knees as needed, smoothing out any little wrinkles in your blanket. Then take your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers nice and wide, and let the tops of the feet rest. Maybe shake your hips out, do the Sophie shake. I don't know where Sophie is this morning. She's usually right around here somewhere, but I don't hear her. And when you're ready, drop your belly, lift your gaze, inhale. And on your exhale, round forward, coming into that Halloween cat shape. Just taking a few of these spinal openers, moving forward and back with the spine. So good for waking up. We all showed up. Now we just have to wake up. Half the battle is won. Good. So move slowly with your breath. We'll take a couple more here. Good. And then another great shoulder opener is thread the needle. So let's lift the left arm up and follow it with our gaze, and then take it underneath the right arm and bring your left temple down to the floor. Lift your right arm up and breathe here. You might want to flip your palm and take a half bind if that opens your shoulder a little bit more. And keep those hips square. They tend to want to scooch over to the right. We'll take one more breath in here. One more breath out. And then as you inhale, lift your right arm up and exhale it down to the mat. And we'll come out the same way we came in, lifting that left arm up, following it with your gaze, and then exhaling it down. Good. We'll take it to the other side. Lift the right arm up, follow it. Exhale to thread it through. Bring that right temple down to the floor. Inhale, lift the left arm. And exhale. Lower it down. Inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale. Right arm comes down. Good. Let's take some gentle hip circles here because we don't want to forget our hips. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then take it in the other direction. Moving gently and slowly. Good. And then we'll bring our knees as wide as our mat. Bring your big toes to touch. And then slowly lower down to extended child's pose. So the arms reach as long as they can. Just take your fingers and walk them forward. So your elbows are lifted. And here your shoulders are feeling it. So draw your shoulders back down your back and breathe here. We're working the upper back and the shoulders. Take a full breath in and then just notice how it feels, that nuance of relaxing your elbows on the floor, and take a breath here. Softening the face. Breathing in. And as you exhale, release those hips a little more toward the heels. They might not come all the way down. And you can always prop a pillow between your hips and your heels. And take one more breath in. And exhale it slowly. Good. And as you're ready, press yourself up. We'll take your hands, again, under your shoulders, and then just walk your hands slightly forward, maybe a couple of inches. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Come into that inverted V, that downward facing dog that we love so much. It gives us that length in the spine. Take a big breath in and then bend one knee and then the other. Walk the dog. Good. And then come to stillness. Press the heels back. Lift your hips just a little bit more, gazing back toward the knees. Pressing into the finger joints. I hear Sophie. Sophie! Oh, I heard that sigh, that familiar sigh. She just plopped down on the floor. When you're ready, inhale, come up on your toes, and then walk your way forward. Come into your first forward fold. Just let your head hang. Maybe your knees are bent, and maybe your hands come to your elbows. for ragdoll. We'll rock from side to side. Keeping that breath slow and smooth. And then find some stillness here. Nice breath in. Exhale it out. Shake your head yes. And shake your head no. Let your stomach growl. That's a sign of relaxation, so it's a good thing. Rest and digest. That's what our nervous system wants. When you're ready, bend your knees, release your arms, and just roll up. One link of that bicycle chain at a time as you reach up, look up, get really long, but take note of your shoulders. Do they want to come out of the socket? See if you can draw them down your back. Good. And then take your hands and let's clasp them and send your palms up toward the ceiling, rooting into your feet, engaging your legs and your glutes and your belly, getting really long and tall, and then lean over to the left. Take a big breath in. See if you can make that C shape with your body, getting all that length in the right side body, pressing equally into the right foot as much as you can as the left. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come back up to center and take it to the other side. Still water today. The bay looks very calm and centered. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, back up. Reach up again and exhale as you swan dive forward. Fingertips to floor or shins. Good. Inhale, come to your halfway lift. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Make sure, paying particular attention to our shoulders. And then we'll slowly fold forward. Take that left foot all the way back, as far back as you can go. And maybe you stay here, maybe you lower your knee. Take your left hand to the inside of the right foot and take a twist toward the other side. Lifting that right arm up. You can take some wrist circles here. And maybe you flip your palm and take that half bind here. Another shoulder opener. Good. Strengthening the legs and the shoulders. Keeping that breath still, slow, full, and easy. On your next inhalation, release that right arm back up, following it with your gaze, and take it forward. And then release your left fingertips to the floor. See if you can rise up to a crescent lunge, sending the arms up toward the sky. Maybe looking up, challenging your balance, getting that stretch of that left hip flexor. Good job. Beautiful. As you're ready, we're slowly going to come down. Take your hands to frame that right foot and step back with your right foot. Maybe lower your knees to the floor or maybe rock forward and take yourself all the way down to the floor. Just pausing here, making a little pillow with your hands, rocking your hips from side to side. And take a couple of mindful breaths here. Feeling very good about all the traveling that we've done so far. Up and down. And here we are on the floor, feeling our breath as our belly presses into the floor. On your next inhale, take your hands to your shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades toward one another and lift up, coming into a cobra pose. So keep drawing those elbows in toward the body. Inhale, and then exhale. Forehead comes to the floor. Just relax for just a moment. Let the shoulders release. Let the lower back relax. Maybe Sophie, shake it out. And on your next breath in, we'll take one more cobra here. Maybe lifting up a little bit higher. It's a gentle back bend. So good for us, drawing those shoulders back. And then lower down. Excellent job. Third time's a charm. We're going to come all the way up through table or tucking your toes, lifting up, downward facing dog. Find your down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release tension in the neck and shoulders. And when you're ready, take your walk, coming forward into forward fold. In this forward fold, take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Draw your elbows out to the sides and breathe here. Big breaths in and out. Maybe you press your belly on the thighs, bending your knees a little bit more, or maybe you're ready to straighten those legs a little bit more, pulling those elbows out a little bit more intense forward fold. All the time keeping a relaxed neck, relaxed face, long breaths, deep inhalation, long exhalation. Really good. Release that grip and slowly roll up, one bicycle link at a time, reaching all the way up, looking up. This time, take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand, lean. Breathe in and out. Good. Inhale back to center, reach up and look up. Maybe even lean back, bring your arms into cactus and squeeze those shoulder blades. Good job. Inhale, reaching up and take a hold of that left wrist with the right hand. Make that side C shape, stretching that left side body. Breathe in and out. Inhale to reach up and look up. And exhale to swan dive forward, bringing fingertips to the floor. Inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, fingertips come down, step back with that right leg. You can decide to lower that right knee or stay in your crescent. Good. Take your right hand to the inside of this left foot. Bring that left arm up. Open it up, twisting to the side. Left knee over left ankle. Breathing in, breathing out, deciding if you want to take your halfway bind. Good job. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly unwind, coming up either to crescent or low lunge. Find that stretch. Reaching the fingertips up, maybe looking up. Little balance challenge here. You've got this. Draw the shoulders back and down. Breathe in. And breathe out. When you're ready, we'll take the hands to the floor. Frame that foot. We'll step all the way back again. Bring your knees to the floor. Bring your tops of your feet to the floor and lower all the way down again. This time, make a pillow and turn your head in one direction, just to one side. We'll take a rest here. Finding our breath, finding our center, breathing into the lower back, the middle back, and then the upper back. Good. Excellent work. As you're ready, bring your forehead back to center. And take it to the mat. Let your forehead rest on the mat, and then reach your arms back behind you. See if you can get a hold of them, clasp them together, and draw those shoulder blades toward one another, drawing those shoulders out. And on your next inhale, lift up, just head and shoulders, lifting those arms up off the back of the body, taking your gaze slightly forward, just a little compression in that lower back. If you find any pain, just back off. I don't know why I always say that, back off, but it does work. Keep the tops of the feet on the floor. Draw those shoulder blades even more together. See if you can keep your breath nice and smooth. We'll be here for one more round. You're doing great. And then exhale, lower down, make a pillow, turn your head to the opposite side. And breathe here. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. Bring your forehead back to center. You can do the locust the same way we did before, clasping your hands. Maybe clasp your hands a different way. So wrap the other thumb that feels a little awkward around this time. And when you're ready, see if you can seal your legs together, bringing the sides of the feet together. And decide if you want to lift your head, shoulders, knees, and toes and come all the way up into full locust, lifting those arms off the body, squeezing the shoulders. So you might want to leave your legs down depending on how your back is feeling. If this feels okay, lift up a little bit higher and keep your breath smooth and slow. You've got this. You're doing great. I know it. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let's take one more breath together. We're together. We're all together in this. It's hard for me too. And then exhale. Just bring it on down. Shake out your hips, Sophie, shake. And just relax here. Good. And so, let me move my stuff out of the way. Make sure you have enough room to extend your arms out all the way to a T. And we'll take both hands on the floor for now, forehead to the floor. And then take that right arm, leave the right arm where it is. Take the left arm to the outside of the left shoulder, press it in, and just lean over to your side. We're going to stretch this right shoulder. Only go as far as feels good for you. And then take that left foot and place it on the floor behind the right leg, and the right leg stays long. You got this. You can peek at me. So this is a really big shoulder stretch. So maybe your leg doesn't quite go behind you. Maybe your foot comes to the floor. Maybe you're just up on the ball of your foot. And just breathe here. And you can determine how far you're pressing into that right shoulder by pressing into your left hand. You've got all the power here. So breathe in, breathe out. And take a couple more breaths here. So good for opening the shoulders. Nice. Notice nuance, all the subtle little stretches that are happening right now, and do what's right for your body. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, just slowly come back to center. Let this right arm just rest. And take the left arm out, placing the palm on the floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll to the left side, noticing this side might be different, and take that right hand to the outside of this, to the floor, right to the right of your body. And then this right foot maybe comes back behind you. Maybe it's a little closer, maybe, who knows, maybe. And just press into this right hand to give you the stretch you need. You'll breathe here, maybe close your eyes, let this stretch be what you need this morning. Excellent. And take one more full breath in. And one more nice, long, slow exhalation as you roll back to your belly. And make that pillow, turn your head in whatever side feels right. Good. Excellent. When you're ready, bring that right knee up to your right, towards your right shoulder. You might turn your head toward that knee or in the opposite direction if you need more of a neck stretch. And breathe here. Breathe deeply into that lower back. Exhale completely. And as you're ready, slowly release that right leg. Extend it long and take your left knee up towards your left shoulder. Stretch that lower back. Just bringing some relief to the lower back. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Slowly release that left leg long. We're going to take our hands to the outsides of our shoulders. Again, squeezing those shoulder blades together, pressing up. By now, we've got a nice open back, hopefully. Pressing up. Let's come up into upward facing dog, lifting your knees off the floor, and then tuck your toes and come into a slow lift to downward facing dog. And we'll just find that counter stretch in our downward facing dog. My mic is hanging, dangling. Breathing in, breathing out. We're just going to walk forward and come to a comfortable seat. Good job. So bring your legs in whatever position feels most comfortable. You can come into Baddha Konasana if you want that inner thigh stretch. You can come into just a gentle seat. And just pause here for a moment. Just notice how you're feeling. Notice your shoulders. Are they a little lower away from the ears? Notice the ease with which you are able to breathe. Just noticing, being the observer, the silent witness. And then as you're ready, we're going to take this right leg and cross it over your left, coming into a twist. And then give yourself that hug. Take your left hand behind you and take your gaze toward that left shoulder. Giving yourself a big squeeze, drawing that knee in towards your body, giving your hip a stretch, and taking that gentle gaze as you let your breath move you into the twist that works for you. So twisting from that right rib toward the left, wringing out, detoxifying. Twists are so good for the body, especially on a Monday morning. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, gently unwind, and then we'll switch the cross of our legs, taking that right leg across, hugging. Right hand props you up, pressing into the mat, right behind that right glute. And let your breath move you into this twist. So inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, twist to your heart's content, finding the twist that works for you. Keeping softness in that right hip, using the breath, taking the chin toward that right shoulder. Maybe you see what you can see out of the right side of that right eye, stretching those eyeballs. Good job. And then on your exhalation, slowly unwind. Shake it out. And then we'll come to lay down on our mat. But let's take a slow descent. Got a lot of fuzzies on me today. So bring your feet to the floor. Engage your quads. These are your abs. Engage your abs. And draw your shoulders back and down. They're nice and open now. Reach your arms out, palms stretched out wide. And see if you might want to lift your legs up off the mat. Maybe take your hands behind your legs. Completely awesome. And the more you lean back, the more you notice your abs are getting engaged. That nuance again. Maybe you extend your legs. Maybe you look up. And maybe you keep breathing here because this is challenging. Just notice the wobble. Come in and out as you are able. Maybe holding your legs for a while, maybe extending them. And let's stay together for 5 more breaths, because we can. We can. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. You guys are nailing this. Breathing in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. Oh, that was so good, you guys. Lower all the way down. We can really appreciate the joy, the happiness after that kind of struggle, right? Excellent job. So just take a moment to notice and observe. Maybe your abs feel a little life in them. And as you're ready, hug your knees into your chest. Take my favorite, that rotation of the knees in one direction as though you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. Good. And then go in the opposite direction. Good. And then hug them in. And because we think we heard legs, there was a request for a leg stretch. Let's just lower that left foot to the floor. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Get your hamstring stretch on. Point and flex. Wave to yourself with your right foot. And decide maybe you want to lower that left leg to the floor. Maybe take some ankle circles going in both directions. And then as you're ready, take that left hand to the outside of your right foot. Open up that right arm and just cross that leg over across the body and take your gaze. This is our twist for today. Take your gaze over to that right arm. Pressing that right heel forward, engaging that leg, getting a nice stretch in the outside of the right leg. As you're ready, inhale, coming back up to center. And as you take your right hand to the inside this time, maybe it's on the ankle, maybe it's somewhere on the calf. If you can get a hold of your foot, open it up. Take that left arm out to the side. Take your gaze toward the left arm. Excellent work. Stretching those legs. See if you can keep that left hip on the floor for one more breath. And then as you're ready, lift it back up and let it go. Let it go. So we'll take either the right foot to the floor, bending the knee, or extending it long, and let's just stretch this foot. Wave to yourself. Take some ankle circles here. Good. And then take your right hand, reach for what you can get a hold of somewhere on the outside of this left ankle or left foot. Open up, turn your gaze toward the left as you draw that leg across the body, pressing that heel forward, stretching that all the muscles up the side of the leg, the glute. Just observing with your breath. Inhale back up to center and switch hands. So if we had a yoga strap, this would be a great place for a strap. Most of us don't have those kinds of things at our home, but if you do, it's a great place to use it. Open up, turn your gaze. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. As you inhale one more time, reach that leg up to center, and then just open up your arms to a T, lower your legs all the way to the floor. Good. And then As you're ready for your most important pose, I encourage you to roll up your blanket, place it under your knees or even on your belly, somewhere where it's going to feel nice and restorative for you. And then one more thing for the shoulders, just lift your left shoulder up and tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Lift your right, tuck that one under. And then open up, nice expansion in this heart center. Let your palms face up. Sort of a posture of receptivity. And then just surrender to this mat, to this day, and to this moment. So you have nothing left to do. You've done your practice beautifully. You've breathed through it, and we've done it together. Let go. Let it be. Beloved of my heart, I yearn to anchor myself in your love, to become ever more vigilant to my soul's growth, dying a little each day to all that separates and divides. Prod me, O divine guest, to take time each day to pray a while, to establish a rhythm of silence, work, recreation, and being, to connect to you, the deepest source of my life. Only then will I live less in mine and more in the present moment. Here, all things are one, and I become the prayer. As you're ready, you begin to deepen the breath. Make small movements, wiggling fingers and toes, turning the head from side to side. And stay here if you wish. But if you'd like to come up to a comfortable seat and finish the practice seated, gives us a chance to notice the work that we've done. So come up to a seat, close your eyes, and just let your hands rest where they're comfortable. And notice here for a moment what you observe about your breath, about your physical body, and about your mind. Feeling a little more of your own beautiful presence. When you're ready, sweep your arms out and up and draw them down into your own heart center. Chin comes to chest. Just find a moment of gratitude for this day, for this group, for one another. I know we couldn't have done that boat pose without each and every one of us. We stayed for a long time. Thank you for showing up to your mat, for being part of this group. And until next week, namaste. Awesome job, you guys.